of the agencies, but this time we have bought different people from the marketing experience. We have Michael, we have Olga, and we have Steve. And these are the people who are highly experienced in marketing, as we are probably on a mission to just teach you all about digital marketing. We have specifically chosen few of the topics which are highly in trend about AI and SEO to just learn more about it, and we are going to just see the cutting edge of the marketing in the future, because we are all are worried what is the future of marketing going to be, because with every year marketing just come up with a new thing and that comes up with changes. Let's just jump into the little introduction about the people we are having, because I assume you must all be wondering about. We have shared the pictures of them, but let's just jump in to what people we are actually having. So first of all, I'm just going to tell about Michael Millen. He is a co-founder of Smart Sites, which has been the smartest, well, like fastest growing marketing agency in United States, and three full-time working members. The good part is this has been launched in the premiere of Google partner, select Microsoft partners, and Meta business partners, and Amazon ad partners, which is a big thing. If you talk about Michael, so Michael has first launched his company in the age of 19. He has spoken about small business and in the expo, from which he has gotten the high recognitions in marketing magazines and ad review. Next, if we talk about Olga, the lady of this webinar, Olga Noah has an experience over 17 in the marketing, so that's a big number. She has been working in B2B marketing and partnership marketing. She is a CMO, which is Chief Marketing Officer in Split Metrics, and that has an Apple Search ad partner and offering an ecosystem of AI driven products and services to help mobile companies to grow and make their work easier. Last but not least, Steve. So, Steve is a co founder in Sapphira AI. Probably like with the name, you could just realize that this is a company of where we are having the AI. And the only AI that can truly represent you, this is what their slogan is. So, Steve is a marketing leader with 10 plus years of experience in building, shaping, and scaling high growth companies in B2B and B2C. Which is like this is something which we are having people with different backgrounds. We have person from startup, from digital marketing agency. So this is something which we have gathered this time. Different people, different companies, and different marketing experiences. Um, I'm not going to drag furthermore, and let's just jump into the questions which we have set from our experts. So, like, if I just go with the first question, which is how is AI powered personalization enhancing customer experiences today and pointed to be a cornerstone of marketing strategies in the future, given in the advancement in AI technologies. So, first of all, I would like Steve to just give his point of view about this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for hosting this webinar. It's very interesting to actually like discuss these very transformative topics. The thing that's pretty amazing about AI is basically that like now we have the tech to truly personalize and customize customer experience at every single touch point of the customer journey. Back in the days, like when we actually had the first, chatbots, it was only like a way to deal with customer support. Now we have the way to actually like do everything from generating content to go through content to actually like get people to buy your product or your service. We have AI to actually like automate the workflows to make sure that basically every single person who enters your target persona receive like all the right content that they need to actually like move forward to the consideration phase and then to the buying stage. And now we have AI that can also like work on your referral, on your partnerships, and all of that. So that's truly amazing. um, First, like in the past few months, we've seen that the power of generating AI has been used mostly like to create content, and people like have been wondering, wow, now like we're only gonna be having AI writing content and not humans anymore. or like everyone is just going to have like the same prompts, like getting the same content. We think it's going
Yeah.
to be a bit different, actually, because first of all, like it's really easy for search engines to actually like detect like whether this content has been prompted by a user asking an AGI. But second of all, like I think that search engine, and I'm really interested to know like what's the opinion of Olga and Mike. But they're gonna like value, like search engine are gonna value like authenticity a bit more. They're gonna value like what actually gets engagement from like their communities, and to do that, like marketers would need to put into their content strategy like a way to include the customer, a way like to actually speak to them with authentic stories, authentic brand stories. So that's what to me is the most impressive thing we're gonna see right now, is that with AI we're gonna see like a lot of authentic stories, like
Yeah.
at scale, uh, like written by human, augmented by AI, and distributed like more effectively. That's really like what's gonna change the game of marketing strategy to me.
That's great. That's great. Like, first of all, asking you because you have a great background from AI, I just want Olga to add few things in this. And can you please share your point of views, Olga?
Absolutely. And thank you very much for this question. It's very important one these days because we are facing a tectonic shift in how people, businesses, and the entire global economy operate. And the name of this shift is AI. Now, AI is estimated to contribute 5.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. And generative AI had the potential to automate tasks that now consume 60 to 70% of employees' time. And when we are talking about marketing, the estimate is that AI can increase productivity of marketing function with a value between 5 to 15% of total marketing spend, which is a huge addition to your marketing potential, right? And while personalization is not the only area where AI can contribute, it's indeed one of the most important ones. And the AI-powered personalization expands better audience segmentation, personalized content delivery, and enhanced and more personalized user journeys. The example that we had recently at Split Metrics, where we were leveraging AI for better segmentation and delivery of a more target offer. For those who are not familiar with Sweet Metrics, as you mentioned before, we are a growth engine for mobile first companies, offering an AI driven platform for user acquisition and app growth. And we see our mission in helping companies of any size scale their user acquisition, increase team efficiency, make the data backed decisions. So the application of AI for better personalization in our case was analyzing our prospect base and predicting which companies would benefit most from our starter pack offering versus the enterprise offering that we have, to personalize our approach and to increase the win rates. So that was very helpful for us in B2B environment. But if part of our audience is interested in application of AI for better personalization in B2C environment, I have an example of Coca-Cola to share, right? They launched AI algorithms in 60-day vending machines in Newcastle, Australia, and AI understood the transaction pattern of each machine and came up with the suggestion what could help upsurge each machine's revenue. And by stocking the right products at the right place for the right buyers, Coca-Cola saw an increase of 15% in their transaction, and the requirement for restocking decreased by 18%, restock and visits decreased by 18%. So bottom line, AI is here to stay, and the choice is yours, either to adopt it or get disrupted by it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That was a wonderful example which you have mentioned. And just to add on in this, I would like to ask Michael, as he is the co-founder of a fastest growing digital marketing agency. What are your point of views according for AI powered personalization?
Well, first off, thank you for having me, and thank you for putting this all together. So, I think AI and personalization, one goes hand in hand, and two, absolutely essential for digital marketing. And just to give a fictitious example, say you're a store and you have 10,000 items in your store, an e-commerce store. I mean, and some have hundreds of thousands, millions, right? And say you're even running a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale in a month or two, right? If I go to your website, if I go to the home page, I might see only, 1 through 10 products. You have 10,000 products. I'm only going to see 10 products, right? And I'm probably, I might not even go deeper. I might just leave, right? So which 10 products are you going to show me of the 10,000, right? And I'm probably only interested in 10 of the 10,000 you have. And if you show me the right ones, I will purchase from you. If you show me the 9,990 that I don't like, I'm going to leave and you're going to lose the sale, right? And I think where AI comes to play is that you might not have all the data, right? How do you know which 10 that I want out of your 10,000? And with AI, it could, take in all the actions. I've been to your site before. I scrolled, through this fast. I didn't scroll through this fast. And it takes all the data from every other visitor, and it could, predict, hey, based on all this, I think this user is going to want these 10 products, right? And I mean, really, that's the difference between losing the customer and not losing the customer. And digital marketing it only gets more expensive, right? And the companies that will be able to do this will learn to do this, will get the sale, will be able to spend the marketing, get a return on marketing, and the ones that don't, they'll lose in this game. And you could, it's not just e-commerce. You do that through personalization of content. You could do that through a chat feature, like Steve mentioned. So yeah, I think it's absolutely essential.
Yeah, that's great input which you have like added in this. Yeah, that's great. Like which Steve has mentioned, getting the chat AI and things are like not as compare like just getting the AI help in everything, which which we have discussed. Like when the AI came in the market, people were just taking it as a platform from where you just get the content. People were just mad about it that okay, AI is here and we can get our content work done. Like all social media posts and all content which was coming up was all AI generated. But the good part is like that is a good thing that we can use the AI and just getting converted the ideas of human, which we human has given it to it. As Olga mentioned about the example of Coca-Cola, they are the companies which have like big mindsets and they are using AI for the benefits of the company, and that is working really great. If we just move on from AI to SEO, so like the question would be that how the SEO could be adopt the increasing of the popularity on social media and other online platform. So for that, I would ask Olga to just take a start and tell us about how SEO could do that.
Yes, that's true. And instead of looking at SEO through the lens of the increasing popularity of social media, which obviously is a status quo now, I
Yeah.
would rather look at it through the lens of how generative AI is shifting the landscape and impacting SEO. And that is still an emerging trend. It's yet still cannot be ignored. So we see that more and more people are using Chat GPT instead of just Google to get quick answers. And this is changing how we find information online. This means that people are getting answers with clicking through uh, without clicking through a lot of results, and that's pretty much a new way of searching. Even though it's not everywhere yet, it's probably going to affect businesses and websites that depend on people finding them through engines faster than we think. And how do we keep up with these changes and avoid some problems, mitigate risks? uh, it's important to think differently, differentiating your content by focusing on quality, on this in-depth experience that you have. Content pieces that only provide quick answers m- likely will be overshadowed by Google's direct answer feature, or by generative AI platforms where users can get this information much faster than from scrolling the search results pages. But creating a content that is full of information backed by experts, that offers new views and is trustworthy, is really important now, much more than ever before, because it's simple. If you don't want your content to be replaced by a robot, don't write like a robot. And
Yeah.
we feel Split Metrics feel we have been quite successful with that approach for our SEO. Because we are working in a very dynamic market where our customers and prospects are always looking for some best practices, new knowledge, cases to help them succeed. So, educational mission overall is the foundation of everything we do in marketing. And as part of it, as part of this educational mission, we create very in-depth content, heavily reliant on our expertise and market insights, real life experiences that a robot cannot come up with. And both our community and search engines appreciate it, and that how it helps us bulletproof our SEO in times of Gen AI disruption.
Yeah. Thank you, Olga, for the input you have given. I would just jump to Steve. Would you like to add something in this?
Yes, like Olga sums it up pretty well. So I'm not gonna add like a lot of things here, but yeah, I mean, like there's an underlying question that we need to ask ourselves, which is like we know that there's a bunch of bots like from OpenAI, from Google that are just like scraping the web to actually like feed their chatbots, right? Like we know that some websites right now are trying to game ChatGPT to make sure that instead of ranking for a specific keyword in a search engine, they will get like the right answer using like a specific prompt. So this is something that's going to completely like change the game in the next few years. But before we go into that, like I think when we just focus on SEO, like we shouldn't forget that the Google framework is like it, right? It's expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. You should always like try to focus on providing like unique content. There's nothing new here. Like you want to show that you're an expert at your domain in your industry, and to actually like show that you're an expert, you need to collect the right data. You need to make sure that you've done your research before, and I think that AI can help a lot of marketers like do this job pretty easily and pretty quickly. That's pretty amazing. Like before AI came, like we needed to have like a team of 2 or 3 people to actually like do this job properly. Now, like you can just do it with your personal AI. On authority, to make sure that your piece is authoritative, like of course, like we were just focusing on linking strategies, how you get like backlink from other websites that have like a high domain authority. I think that would just like be more and more prominent these days, like where brands are gonna try like to collaborate with each other. Guest blogging is gonna become like really really key into like just distributing some messages to your target persona. And trustworthiness, just to jump on what Olga like said a bit earlier, it's mostly about, do we trust that the content that you're providing with us is something that you've created yourself, that is unique and original. And the best way to do that actually is just like to see in the stats that most of stories that are being written by original, like let's say influencers or human, are the ones who get the most engagement, because people trust authentic opinions over generated generic stories. So to appeal to this trustworthiness criterion of Google, you need to give the mic to your user. Like just create some case studies, make sure that you give the voice to them. Like provide like the tools to just supercharge your user generated content machine, because this is the best way you can actually like make your content resonate with your audience and help your brand be more authentic, and people would like to actually like connect with authentic brands rather than, as Olga said, like just bots.
Yeah, thank you so much, Steve. Moving to Mike, I just want you to just please come this to take this to SEO, because we have a more taken it towards the AI, and just let's discuss about the SEO, because this is what people are just more thinking that AI has taken place of the SEO. Do you still think that, because you have a digital marketing agency, do you think that AI is just taking away the SEO out their work, and how we can just increase the popularity of SEO over social media platforms as well? Because this is what online platform is like on the websites, but that is going to help on over the social media and others.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll answer the question in two parts. The first one being just to answer the question directly. How will SEO adapt to social media? Right now, Google and other search engines have been pretty separate from social media. As in they put in social media posts in their rankings. So you could find a LinkedIn post searching on Google. But they're not really using social signals right now. That is, by the way, debated. There's a lot of people debating on, do social signals actually help your search rankings? But it's right now it seems like it doesn't. From all the data I look at, but I think it will. As in, if you have a big following on social media, what you write will rank higher on Google. And I think just as there's more content out there, and Google needs to see, hey, which one is the authoritative voice. Really, you should look at social media signals. Second one being, how does AI come to play? Um, you know, I, I mean, like with all disruptive things, there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers. Ultimately, I think AI will be good for everyone. I could say from this, in our agency, when I first saw, the powers of AI, and especially as it grew better, you know, when first the AI things came out, like AI content generators, I'd use it and I'd say that this is garbage, right? That this will never be good, right? And
Yeah.
then really quickly, now it's like, wow, this is actually pretty solid. It still, I mean, gets facts wrong, but it's evolving so fast that it's like, what it is now and what it will be in even a few months seems so different. And I think Google's stance on these things also changed because Google kind of really quickly saw a little bit into the future and say, hey, even if we could now differentiate between this is AI power content and this isn't, really soon, we won't be, right? So Google said, hey, we have to change our stance on this because this is a losing battle, right? In our agency, I mean, ultimately helped our content. To be honest, it didn't make it faster. I was hoping to make it faster. Okay, we'll press a button, we'll just get lots of articles, and we'll be able to rank sites. But maybe it's good that it didn't work that way because then everyone would use it. We really saw that it had to be a two-way relationship with AI. It really the best result was human working with AI, going back and forth, maybe doing some additional research, coming back to it and say, hey, expand on this. Going back to maybe search results, or is this what people are actually looking to learn about? Going back to AI, adding imagery to it, adding rich media to it, and really that AI plus human component, and hopefully, and hopefully it stays that way because as soon as the human component drops off and it's all AI power, then it'll be a very ugly environment for everyone, I think.
Yeah, I understand that this is how we just end up in this question, that I believe that people are just like getting the use of AI now. They are understanding that how AI can actually be used and how it can be beneficial for everyone. Because as the question has been arisen and before when AI came, that maybe it's going to take place of the jobs of people like content people or SEO ones, the getting the keywords and everything in the advance, and the SEO people won't have to work with this. But like if I just mention that you guys have given the great inputs, that people are important because their input is important, that how the people are giving input to the AI could make is a technology which could make the things more beneficial for us, but that needs an input which we have to give. And it's not the task of an robot to just do everything by itself. It has to be given something which it has to convert it that could be beneficial for the company and for the people who are working with AI. If we talk about AI, like we have talking a lot about AI right now. So as AI has coming up, we have like getting data more. We have like seen a great increase in the data in the context of ever increasing data availability. How will emerging data analytics tools and intelligence empower marketing to more accurate and timely decisions? Because that's what matters the most, because it doesn't much data we do have, but what matters is we are going to get the right data and like getting the gist out of it or the best out of it, and what could be the potential implementations of marketing strategies to just get the right out of the everything. For that, I would ask Olga to just take a start and guide us about it.
Yeah. Uh, guys, I know that our webinar today, our discussion is focused on technologies. It's cutting edge technologies shaping the future of marketing. But when we are talking about making data driven decision, um, obviously the role of technology is critically important, but I think it's important to realize that data driven approach to decision is first of all a mindset, a culture within the organization, and great tools such as AI, data analytics, BI are enablers for such approach. So
Yeah.
first of all, we should start from building a data-driven culture within the company, and use tools as this enabler. We at Split Metrics have done this on all different levels, from major business or GTM decisions to campaign and tactics. We do not move forward with a decision without sufficient underlying data to prove it. To the extent it's available, of course.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have historical data, but that's our approach. That's our mindset. That's a big cultural shift within the organization, and we do use AI generated predictions, as I shared in the beginning. We do use BI and analytical tools as enablers for this process.
Yeah. Thank you, Olga. Mike, do you want to add something in this?
Yeah, I'll take a different spin on it. I think that we will soon have less data, when it comes to users and visitors and the like. This already happened a lot. For those using Google Analytics with GA4 versus the previous analytics, GA4 now provides you less data. In fact, it applies a data threshold when you look into data too much. And it did that, by the way, in it by itself. No legal arm told them to do it, but Google kind of saw this coming, I think, also, and said, "Hey, we're going to get ahead of future privacy laws and the such, and we're going to take this, and be kind of ahead of the pack on this." I think soon, at least here in the United States, we will have privacy laws similar like to GDPR in Europe, and I think all over you will see more privacy laws come in, giving marketers less data, not more data to work for, because of privacy. And I think where AI comes to play is where you don't have the data, right? Now, I don't know exactly who this person is and what they want, but I have this like aggregate data still about them that I still could access. And I need to predict, hey, I think this person is a 35-year-old male who likes hiking, right? And I think one other piece too, that, again, because again, I think there will be laws making because of privacy, making user specific data less available. I think companies are already, like Google, will go ahead of the laws, like it usually happens. Laws are a little bit delayed, so some companies will get ahead of that and make decisions themselves, like Google already did. And I think one thing that will come to play is zero party data. That's asking the user. So it's like I'm on the website, I'm logged in, and the website asks me, hey, do you go hiking, right? And I say yes, right? I like hiking, right? Now this website will forever know that I like hiking, and that's their data. They control it. They're not trying to get it from somewhere else. The Google consent, rather the user consented. He gave you that piece of data. I think you're going to see that more and more. Websites are going to ask you questions, and they're going to have their own data because this, widely available data, kind of wild west, is going to stop very soon.
Yeah, thanks, Mike, to just coming up with a different idea. Moving on to Steve, the co-founder of a company that says that AI that truly represents you. What are your stance about this?
I definitely agree with Mike on the fact that we're going to have less and less data points because of privacy shields and like GDPR and all like legislation around the world who are trying like to make sure that we don't infer from data we collect on what would be the behavior of our a potential customer, a prospect or a lead. So with the fact that we're going to have less and less data, we need to make sure that the few data points we gather is very qualitative. And to make sure that it's really qualitative, like we need to ask the user directly questions that before we didn't need to ask because we thought that cookies would collect all the right information. So for example, like Mai said, we would see like a lot of websites just asking you directly what's your intent here, like what do you really like, and they would capture this information and make sure that it will just be infused in your marketing strategy. I think that with AI, that would help you actually like create more stories, create like more content strategy and all of that. People like in marketing would focus more on shaping like personas. They would spend more time doing user interviews to better understand what the pain points are, and they would use AI to actually like run these personal interview. The user interview process and the way that actually like we do user discovery is going to be completely changing, and I think it's for the best because we would be able to see marketing campaigns that really cater to what people really need, what's really their pain point, whereas before we would just like think that okay, so we would just read the audience demographics on Google Analytics and just like make assumption from that. Now like because we need with less data to build a marketing strategy based on some kind of information, we would like spend more time really truly understanding what people want from your product or service and how they want to be accompanied by you. So yeah, it's truly interesting to see like how this will shape the future of marketing.
That's amazing. That's something which I was thinking about. It things has been changing, but how people are actually adapting that. Because when we search into the data, when the ChatGPT came in, I believe that had just data for like till 2021, and people were just like thinking that how it's going to overtake because that came in 2023 and just had the data till 2021. We used to write something to chat gpt and they're like, okay, sorry, but I have data. From the data I have, it's like 2021, this is what it is saying. So yeah, data has like coming up with a like big chunk where we have different ais, different datas, and like different AI have different datas and they come up with the different answers. So this is how AI is working. But like as you people have mentioned about marketing strategies and marketing campaigns that are working, the question I'm going to ask has been like already mentioned and the debate which we were having. So it's like how the marketing, like influencer marketing, has been worked. Like as I believe Olga has mentioned that people are like more believing on the like what is said by the influencer. I'm not like confirm is it Olga or Steve, but this was saying said that people are like believe more what is said by a person or an influencer rather than written by any AI. So if we talk about this, in the previous years, we have seen that influencer marketing has been on the very trend. But now we can see that people are using more and more data that are coming from AI. If it's rather we go on social media posts or anything, people are more using data that are given from the AI. So what are the stance which you like with which experts hold in this? For that, I invite like Mike to just open this conversation and tell about what he thought about it.
Yeah, I think with all this influencers, who said it, not even what is said, will become more important, right? So I don't know if I go to ChatGPT and I say, hey, what's important right now, right? And they say, what's important to the world, and ChatGPT says having children is saving the world, right? It's like, okay, what does that mean? If Elon Musk says it, in fact, Elon Musk did say it, yesterday. He tweeted it, and it has 80 million views, 500,000 likes, right? So who said it is much more important than what is said. And with just the amount of content that's going to be released, because it's so easy to create content, more and more that will become true. I think also micro influencers will become more important. I don't know if that'll even be a term that'll continue being used. Micro influencers. I think it's going to change a little bit, but um, yeah, that connection is going to be more important. And one other thing, which I hope will become true, is that real life connections will matter more, and I think that will be true. Again, because it's so easy to be online, and you're going to get so much content, so many fake people, right? You could, I mean, it'll be fake people. Even images can now be manipulated, right? You could literally create, and it happens, but it's going to happen more and more. Literally, fake personas. These people will not exist. They could have millions of followers. They could look real, but they will not be real, right? And again, hopefully there'll be the counterbalance to that will be real life connections. Where yesterday I went out to a Yelp advertising event. I met a lot of people in the industry. I met a lot of people on Yelp that I'm now going to follow on social media and connect to digitally. But me meeting them in person and having that even 1 hour connection, having drinks with them, will matter more to me. Now what they say will matter much more than the 5,000 other people I happen to follow on social media, right? And I think and I hope, for the sake of humanity, that will become more and more true.
That's great. Thank you, Mike, for just giving up your stances. And I would like Steve to just add up in this. So just take the mic.
Yeah, absolutely. So two things. The first one being that like we know that the more authentic a story is, the better it will resonate with audiences online. That's why we built actually Spheria. So it's your personal AI that learns from your personal experiences. You're learning what makes you unique and authentic. And we know that the more authentic you are, the more vulnerable you show, vulnerable you are, and you show to your audience actually like how human you are, the better it will actually like convey the message that you want to craft. There's a change at scale too. We know that like back in the days, influencers who had like millions of followers would get like most of like the money from campaigns. These days, like as Mike said, it's more about the people who have like more than 3 to 5,000 followers, because like the engagement metrics are a bit higher. Like their communities is more engaged with them than like the followers of influencers who have millions of followers. So that's something that's really we should take into consideration. And also like brands are still going to use the power of micro influencers, or however we call them, to actually like continue telling the story of their brands. So UGC is going to play a huge part, especially like in a world where most content we're going to consume in the next few years is going to be generated by AI, we're going to be able to see like what's a true authentic story written by a human, and we will like engage more with these stories because they're going to be like a bit rare. So I hope that this will actually like change for the best in terms of like people working in marketing, that we will more like to give the voice to our users and our customers rather than just like writing blog posts that are being like generated by AI. And a last thing, a last trend is I think that because most of interactions in the future will mostly happen between AIs. So AI will represent like companies, that will represent objects, that will represent like celebrities, but they will also represent humans. We'll have like our own personal AI authenticate like our anything we buy online, for example, on an e-commerce website or whatever. We know that we will spend less and less time doing like these authentication processes online because it will be done by our own personal AI, and we'll spend more time like just connecting with people in the physical world. So, for example, like event marketing, like is going to be big because we know that it's easier to do business with when you see people on the conference on stage. And I think that this will definitely like bring more value to these conferences, to these events, to these webinars, for example, because this is how you can truly resonate with someone. So yeah, that's my take.
Thank you so much, Steve. I believe if I just take it as like human versus AI, so it's just like two ratio zero. Now just take the Olga's points of view and let's see that if the AI wins or it just keep on the human interaction or like influencer interactions.
Right. Mike, Steve, thank you very much for sharing this point of view. That people to people connections are paramount. I see it the same way. We all still love communicating with people. We do buy from people, not from the machines. So that is an important aspect that companies cannot neglect, and that what makes user-generated content continuing to evolve and becoming pivotal for brand engagement and the narrative. We all know this fact that Nia shared previously, that consumers tend to trust their peers much more than brands. In fact, 92% of consumers turn to people they know for referrals about products and services. From the other hand, 79% of people say UGC is highly impacting their purchasing decisions. So it's a win-win. It's trust and sales in one package, and that's how these authentic videos and testimonials from customers help uh, brands be more connected to their audiences, and help their audiences trust brands more. And knowing that, we at Split Metrics create environment to encourage our customers to share their feedback through online platforms, through our website and feeds, online events and offline peer gatherings, user groups, because we see our customers appreciate it, and that's crucial for us. For Split Metrics, we are 100% focused on the success of our customers. It's our DNA, and through this people to people connection through user generated content, we align much better with our customers.
That's great. So it's look like that the people influencer thing has just one in here, because like what usually we see and like there are like AI which haven't comes where we can talk to AI when we are feeling sad or something. If we could simply talk to AI, but this human to human connection does matter, because like this is a human psyche that we believe in stats, and this has been said that a person can lie but not a robot can't. So we do believe in stats which has been given from the robot, but in the day end we actually need human and people in our life to just communicate and talk about what we are actually feeling. So just I believe this is going to be the last question, and not the least, but the last, like, taking a lot of time from our experts as well. So the last question is like, how in the world is just becoming a mobile centric world, where we are like more focused on the mobile, and we are just working over on it all the time. So what are the cutting edge mobile first strategies which are emerging, and what could be the future of marketing innovation, and where we can increase the business from it? And I believe this is going to be an interesting question for Olga, because she is the one who is like working in this. So let's just start with Olga. What are your point of views for this?
That's true. That's a big shift that we see towards mobile. Was one of the reasons for me to enjoy the industry, because we let's look at it. The percentage of global web traffic on mobile phones has increased fivefold within the past decade. This August, it was estimated at 56%, while back in 2012 it was only 11%. This is a paramount shift, and obviously the success of a business in 2023 and beyond is heavily reliant on their success with mobile, which results in a very tough competition on the mobile arena. We know that we have over 5.7 million of apps in app stores.
Wow.
That's a very intense competition. And
Yeah.
what are they fighting for? They are fighting for a piece of a multi-billion dollar market. 233 billion is the estimated consumer spend within apps, on premium apps and app purchases and subscription by 2026. 233 billion. And that's huge.
That's
There
a
are
huge.
over, yeah,
Yeah.
there are over 2 billion active devices on iOS alone, and these are the highest paying users. So no wonder that this year 65% of companies have increased their mobile ad budgets compared to previous years. And how do companies succeed in that setup in mobile arena? Well, as you mentioned, we are working with mobile first companies at Split Metrics, and we know there are two aspects that are critical success factors for them. The first one is in-depth mobile growth experience. The market is very dynamic. You always try something new, some new approaches. So you have to have this mobile growth experience to succeed. And the second factor is intelligent, data-driven technology. Um, those are the two. Of course, every business is unique and shapes its mobile strategies the way that works best for them. There are certain trends that are relevant for this market, such as focus on retention, enhancement of user journeys, new measurement framework, personalization that we that talked about. However, mobile growth has become so complex, so multidimensional, challenging, that without advanced technology and this knowledge or market insights, it's no longer possible to succeed. And that's what we see forward thinking companies are putting at the cornerstone of their mobile first strategies.
Yeah. Thank you, Olga, for giving us the stats. As I just mentioned, that people like more believe when stats come in, and that's the huge number which you have mentioned. Like I just said that people are more becoming mobile centric world, but this is a huge chunk of people who are just actually getting mobile centric. So just moving on to Steve, what are like the pointers you hold on for this question, Steve? Sorry, Steve, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself. That's
Oh,
that's
that's okay.
Yeah, no. So I was saying that like mobile strategies like is something that's become like more and more prevalent in the previous years. Like you cannot not consider your mobile strategy before launching your product, whether you're in B2B or in B2C. I think it's not gonna change. It's gonna go like a bit deeper. Like your mobile is gonna be like your main point of contact for any single step of your customer journey. From like the consideration parts where you receive like a push notification near when you're just like walking down the streets near like your favorite fashion brand. You want to buy furniture, for example, and then like you can basically go to an IKEA and you would have like an augmented reality or virtual reality experience where you can see like how the furniture would look like in your place. You would do everything with your wallets. So we have like wallet today where you can basically pay, but tomorrow, like you'll be able to authenticate yourself. We know that some like Apple Wallet, Samsung Wallet, like you can basically put all of your IDs digitally, that they have the same like professional value than having a passport when you want to travel and stuff like this. So we know that tomorrow your wallet is gonna be like your ID at the same time, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, I think that we are slowly like moving to a world where most of like marketing strategy should be thought of first for mobile, especially like in the world of AI, where you have like a lot of AI companions these days, AI tools, chats. I mean, you don't need a laptop like to start a chat with an AI. You have like AI that interface with WhatsApp, for example.
Yeah.
uh, and yeah, basically like your mobile is gonna be like your identity. It's gonna be really hard like to just escape from that world, even though like there's a lot of innovations in the AI space. So Human, for example, like developed a pin where basically you can project in your hand like everything that a mobile can do. So you're walking and then you receive a call from a friend, and you would see like in your hand that you can basically like pick up the phone without having the physical phone. So this is just like crazy, and it was released like this summer. So yeah, there's a lot of new behaviors and usages that we're not ready to get prepared for.
Yeah, that's true, Steve. Like if I just see that people are like more getting it towards the technology, the time where we just do the marketing over newspaper or pamphlets has been dead, and we just go with the side banners or pop-ups, or just going with the social media ads for like anything which we are going up with. So if we just go further and take Mike's points of view in this, that would be great.
I think with mobile, the two things that are important is it's small, and usually the attention span is very short, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, this morning, I take my kids to school, and between my kid getting in line to school before the bell rings and the bell ringing, there's like 40 seconds, right? In that 40 seconds, my phone rang, or rather, not rang, but I got a notification. It was a work Skype. They said, "Hey, Mike, check out this website. It's like a B2B solution." And I click it, and where this website has me for 30 seconds on this small screen, right? So it's either going to capture me, and something will happen, or it'll lose me, and that's all it has. And it's funny, you guys mentioned pamphlets, or just how things progress. If you think about it, in the 1800s, there were billboards. Billboards literally started in the 1800s, before even cars. Huge billboards, no cars. So you see that billboard for a long time. It's humongous, right? In the 1900s, there's television, right? So now you get this much of the user, and for at least 30 seconds, right? Um, and now you have this. So yeah, and then just to bring it all together, all the things we talked about, since you have that user for such a short time in such a small place, what are you going to show them? You know, so things with AI, things with personalization, that would be increasingly important, because you have such a small time. There's millions of other things this person could be seeing instead, and you have them in such a small window. So what you show them, and how you show it, will be critically important.
Yeah, that's true. has a very small screen and just go a little small. I'm sorry for my camera. It's just died. I'm so sorry. I should have been prepared about it, but this usually happens when the technology comes. Some drawbacks of the technology, which we have just discussed, like all the advantages of how the technologies has been working great for us. This is one thing which is a drawback, but that's okay. So that was a great session. If I just recall it, we have just talked about AI, SEO, mobile centric world, and how marketing has been done by it. Because the first thing which comes in the future of marketing, the first thing which is coming is AI. So that's a good part, but that we have discussed every aspect of AI, that how in every aspect AI is going to be helpful for the people, and we have to just come out of the box of the thinking that AI just a content generating thing. This is much more than that, and this is going to help us in the marketing. And I believe you guys have been wonderful throughout the session. Like fruition, I would say that I have learned personally from it, and the people who have watched it. This is just going live from all the platforms, and also would be on our on the landing page, and our so the people who want later could be watched there. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Friday. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Stay blessed. Bye.